Hi everyone, this is a very special TOEIC lesson because we are going to answer 5 questions in a very short period of time, and I'm going to be giving you key tips. Let's get started. Here's the first question. First of all, a firm as a noun is a company of professionals. For example, if you have a company of lawyers, you have a law or legal firm. If you have a company of accountants, you have an accounting firm. If the professionals in the firm do verb ing, you will choose an ing word. For example, accountants do accounting. So you have an accounting firm. Engineers do engineering. So you have an engineering firm. Lawyers practice law. So you have a law firm. And consultants do consulting. So you have a consulting firm. So remember, if the professionals do the verb ing, it is an ing firm. Therefore, the best answer is C, consulting. Let's look at 102. This is an imperative sentence. An imperative sentence starts with the verb. It is you should or you can is missing. For example, you should call him immediately. That is the original sentence. Call him immediately is an imperative. Or you should depend on Mr. Jeffries for advice. The imperative, depend on Mr. Jeffries for advice. So remember, the original sentence is you can, you should blank Mr. Jeffries to get the job done. Okay, now you just need phrasal verb vocabulary knowledge. When we look at rely or depend, we say, I depend blank him for support. I rely blank my sister for advice. What preposition do we use? Exactly. Depend on, rely on someone. Count on is a phrasal verb that means depend on or rely on. So when I need to find something out, I depend on ChatGPT. I can also say I count on ChatGPT. So here they're saying depend on Mr. Jeffries to get the job done. Another way, count on, rely on. So once again, the answer is A, count on. All right, let's look at 103. Take your time. Here's a TOEIC tip. If you see subject had verbed before subject, always pick simple past. Or if you see before subject blank, comma, subject had verb, pick simple past. Here's an example. We see before he blank his essay, he had asked his friend to proofread it. So we have before in the clause, and the main clause is had verbed. Just pick simple past. So we can see in 103, it says Miss Nyan had submitted her resume. We have had submitted. That's great. Then we see before. So we know we are going to go before she simple past. Now you could also use past continuous, but we don't have that. So the answer is A. All right, 104. This question looks so difficult, but the answer is actually very easy. This is a conditional sentence. That means it's using if. An example of a conditional form is if subject verb, comma, subject verb, or subject verb if subject verb. Let's look at a couple examples. If I go to the store today, I will pick up some milk. That's an example one. If my dog were lost, I would do whatever I could to find him. So today, with this lesson, we don't have time for a full conditional lesson, but here are the basic rules. If you have if subject present tense, such as if I get the job, we will not use would in the main clause because we have present tense. So if I get the job, I'll be happy. If I get the job, I might move. If I get the job, I should meet with my coworkers. All of those are fine. But I will not say, if I get the job, I would. I do not go if present tense in the if clause and subject would in the main clause. If we use past tense in the if, such as if I got lost while hiking, we do not use will or can in the main clause because this is a second conditional. Now, I disagree with this, but Toeic will also say you don't use may in the second conditional. I disagree with it, but Toeic says that's the rule. So I could say, if I got lost while hiking, remember I said got, which is past tense, I would call for help. I might call for help, but it's wrong to have I will, can, or may call for help. So there's another type of conditional called the third conditional. This is more advanced. If you want that lesson, here it is. Okay, let's go back to the TOEIC question. We see if Mr. Donna were looking for a permanent job. We see were looking, not is looking. We're using were looking, which is past continuous. So we will not use will. Remember, that's for the first conditional, but this is second conditional. We will not use see can. So now we have A or D. Well, TOEIC will say in a second conditional, don't use may. I disagree, but that's what TOEIC will say, so we can eliminate A. So the only option here is could. Got the answer. Last TOEIC question. To get this answer, you have to understand the different ways to use want and would like. Let's look at this form. The original idea is I want someone, I don't care who, but I want someone to finish the project. Or I'd like someone to clean the tables. So you can see I want person, someone, to verb object. I want someone to finish the project. So the object is project here. If you don't care about the person, you don't care who does it, you can change this and say, I want object verb. Let's look at an example. I want someone to finish the project. So I put project after want and add ed. I want the project finished. Or I'd like someone to clean the tables. The object tables, I'd like the tables cleaned. So let's go back to this TOEIC question. The purchaser wanted someone to deliver the equipment by Monday morning. So to deliver the equipment, equipment is the object there. So the purchaser wanted the equipment delivered. So this is a strange form, but it's quite common. So the best answer is A. This was a quick lesson. We learned some key tips. If you have any questions, please ask. Make sure to share, subscribe, like all those wonderful things, and have a great day. Bye.